And we are back for Game 2 with our Weirwood Patriarch draft deck. Looks like the choice here is probably between War Charger or Patriarch. Do we need to level our Patriarch?
I feel
Always
we do.
play the Stonefish Giants, sir. Always play the Stonefish Giants.
We will appreciate
Patriarch is the card that needs to be leveled aggressively as well.
we will appreciate having the 9/13 in our deck later on, and Patriarch 2 can turn a War Charger 1 into a serious threat.
It can turn a frown upside down.
Yeah. So we'll see how our opponent blocks. I was going to say we could Matrix Warden our Patriarch, but not against Swamp Moss Lurker. So let's see. This must be Nexus Pilot into the middle lane.
And I like Matrix Warden in front of the Unrelenting Dead, though I'm not necessarily sure we need to block the Unrelenting Dead on our turn. I mean, he could potentially throw an Enrage on it and undo all our effort. I think maybe we level... I think maybe we just play a Bramblewood Guardian off to the side or level one of our cards.
Yeah, I think we don't need to block. I'm going to go in the don't block category. I don't know which of these is the highest priority to level.
In that case, I actually like Matrix Warden into 5 buffing the pilot.
Okay. That fair?
A 9/8's going to be really hard for him to deal with.
Especially since
That is true.
he's already spent his Lurker, and he can only have so many Lurkers in his deck.
50.
It also makes pumping his Unrelenting Dead a very, very bad choice for him.
Yes.
Get another couple high priority leveling targets here.
Yeah, so the Life Shaper Savant is a great way to knock out an Unrelenting Dead.
Yeah, don't even need to pump it.
Yes. And
I love that we have the Matrix Warden to help assist if he decides to block our Matrix Warden, or we can punish some decisions here.
oh, nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was perfect.
So-
I think we do punish him, by the way, and I think we kill his Dark Shaper.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. And we've got another Patriarch who may be able to help us with that lane 1 Matrix Warden.
Exactly.
We also have another Matrix Warden to help us with that lane 1 Matrix Warden.
Right. And we only got one of our 2 Patriarchs this game. We'll have to see if we can still pull off victories with 1 Patriarch.
Yeah, but we are slowly pulling ahead on board.
Yeah, we actually have a pretty nice board lead here, since he's going to have to spend a legitimate card in order to take out our pilot.
Turns out that the Matrix Warden buffing the pilot was actually really good.
Yeah, that did turn out well. And I think the Venom Fang is going to be good for us here because... interesting. Really?
Very interesting.
Yeah. So I was going to say that we would Venom Fang whatever he blocked the Life Shaper with, but now I'm not so sure. What do you guys think?
I still think it's okay to Venom Fang it,
I
because it
agree.
stops it from growing.
Okay.
And then from there we can choose to play something. I'm kind of a fan of the Thicket.
Okay.
Either
I actually
Thicket or
like-
Alpha.
I actually like empty laning whatever we play, though. I don't like blocking the Hydra, because we can put
Yes.
a level 1
Yeah.
Matrix Warden in front of that Hydra, or a level 1 of any of our other cards and kill that Hydra later on.
Sounds good. So what card is it that we want to empty lane? Do we like the Thicket?
I like the Thicket, because we'll have chances to draw both of our Patriarchs.
Uh-huh. And we do. Excellent. Yeah, that...
Could you
Perfect.
imagine if we drew both? That would have been awesome.
well...
Oh gosh.
Well, he's probably not going to block the Thicket, so we may get another chance at that Patriarch too.
We can actually get that Thicket up to 8 attack this turn if we want to.
Well, that might be a good option. Let's see what he does.
Oh god.
Are we
An 8-9 Thicket 1. Didn't we have that last game? No, we had a 7-8 Thicket 1.
right?
Slightly smaller.
Oh, not cool. Oh, the Gloom Reaper Witch, the nemesis of our thickets.
I feel so sad.
Yeah.
It's kind of okay though.
I'm also sad that he got that off before the level, because that means it can hit the Thicket too.
Yeah. That is a problem.
We'll have to time our Patriarchs appropriately.
So probably, I assume we're still probably playing Matrix Warden and Patriarch here, although we could conceivably be playing Thicket plus Patriarch. The Matrix Warden 2 is going to stay relevant even into rank 3. But we probably
do you
won't.
think,
I think we definitely play the Patriarch, but it depends what we play with it depends on what he does.
Okay.
He's still got one play left, so
We don't have a great target for our Matrix Warden. We certainly can play Matrix Warden buffing its... yeah. We certainly can play Matrix Warden buffing itself.
I think you block the Hydra with the Patriarch, though.
Uh-huh. And Matrix Warden buffing itself instead of... Yeah, because we probably instead of the... As much as I like leveling the Thicket, we probably do not... We probably want to play the Matrix Warden and not the Thicket.
Yeah, I don't want to... If he drops the leveled Gloom Reaper Witch, I don't want to be another play behind.
Yeah. Sounds very reasonable. And yet another Matrix Warden.
Matrix Wardens are so good.
Yes, they are. And Matrix Warden 3 is incredibly good. And Aegis Conscript.
Is incredibly... Oh!
Oh!
It's incredibly bad here.
So this is actually one of the best uses... Spitter is a card that I rarely see used effectively in draft.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a case where the Spitter ability is actually going to make a difference. So
for me here, I like playing the other Matrix Warden or the Lurker, and I think you play the Bramblewood Guardian in front of the Ravager after combat, because it'll trade and stick around to receive a Patriarch buff.
sounds good.
Yeah.
And we'll keep our fingers crossed, hope for a Patriarch buff. And and the leveled Nexus Pilot is nice.
We have drawn a level 2 every hand so far. So
Yeah.
that's fairly nice.
No cause for complaint there.
Let's see what he does. Because I certainly want to see the other half of that card. Actually, 2/3. Got to do my math right.
I just can't believe how good Spore Torrent looks. Like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the card's awful, but it looks like it feels really good.
It's certainly... So I think... I mean, other than Venom Fang, which is a relatively high pick and draft, in general, Poison has not been very appreciated in Set 1 draft. And so I think seeing a conscious push by Stoneblade to make Poison more relevant in Set 2 draft is a good direction.
So I definitely like Nexus Pilot here along with War Charger.
I like War Charger as well.
Okay. We do the War Charger.
Both of our Patriarchs are leveled. If it lives through a Patriarch, it's going to be better than either of the Aetherhounds.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
We did find the Life Shaper.
Yeah, we did find our Life Shaper. Not the best turn for Life Shaper, but it could work.
Yeah, we can still get a fine play out of it.
So I think there's no question we move our War Charger out of the way. No reason.
Yes. I agree.
No reason to hit that Blightwalker. So
I think we then drop Life Shaper in front of the Blightwalker.
I agree, and I actually think you put Thicket 2 in front of the Savant, because that means he has to waste a trigger on the Thicket, which he's not going to want to do.
Sounds good. I'm happy to see him waste a trigger on the Thicket, and also Thicket 3. Nice. And Thicket 3.
Wow.
Thicket 3 is just wonderful. So. And probably the Thicket is going to stay around to be buffed by Patriarch. The Thicket 2
If he draws the Witch here, I'm going to be really sad.
Yeah, that... 1 in 3 chance. I think he's got 15 cards left in his deck.
Okay, so he has a Swamp Moss.
That's perfectly fine trade. We're happy to see that trade.
My hope is that the War Charger survives. Or that he tries to shrink the Life Shaper.
Oh, Oh!
Wow.
Oh.
Okay with that?
Yeah. Oh, very okay. So I think we ignore the Life Shaper Savant.
I actually think we go Life Shaper Patriarch.
I agree, actually.
Okay.
we're not going to get double triggers if we go Patriarch.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So, I guess middle lane the Patriarch and Life Shaper off to the side.
Correct.
Yes,
and
and then
I think you buff the Life Shaper.
buff Life Shaper 2 with Life Shaper 1.
Or 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
I 1, 3. They're all numbers.
they are
There's
numbers.
3
You are
ones.
correct, sir.
Okay.
Oh gosh. So if this Life Shaper 2 survives, Feral Instinct is going to do a lot with that Matrix Warden.
Yeah.
Or even the Grove Hunter. So you don't even need to play the Matrix Warden. Grove Hunters would be just as good.
Grove Huntress would be worth +6 attack. Matrix Warden would be worth +10.
No.
That's true, but then you're leveling a card.
Also, wait, no.
Well,
The Grove Huntress at the moment is triggering 2
Would be
different.
9.
Yeah. That's.
It would be +9.
Yeah. So I think +9 might win out over +10, given that you're leveling the card and it's also providing some health. Wow.
And they both lived.
Yeah. So.
I actually like the Matrix Warden here, though, because of the fact that it's another relevant body on the board, and we've just established dominant board position.
I like the Grove Huntress and the Feral Instinct because we don't have an empty lane for the Matrix Warden.
Well, no, Matrix Warden Feral is what I'm saying.
Oh, Matrix Warden Feral instead of Life Shaper Feral? I think it probably doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
and then-
I think we've got this game regardless. So let's do that buff there and that.
I'd say we probably go in on the...
He has a Botanimate, so I don't want to put all our buffs on the Life Shaper too.
Okay, just feed each other with them then. Okay, I'm totally fine with that.
I
Yeah,
think
he's at 5.
yeah,
You won.
it really didn't matter what we did there. But anyway, and of course the poison, because Thicket is just awesome. It kills things long after it's gone.
A thicket to remember.
Yes. So
I feel so sorry for our opponent this game. Like, he was
Yeah.
doing so well until we got to rank 3.
anyway,
And then just destroyed.
so
How about we see the rest of that? Wow.
What though? Alright. Same ability at level 2. At level 3 it says... Enters the field, each creature an opponent controls gets poison 1. At the end of each turn, double the poison. So it hasn't entered the field effect at level 3. It starts the chain on its own.
So my thought on this card, honestly, is that this is an incidental advantage for leveling it. I personally don't see myself using this as a high depreciation card. I see this as a card that I level whenever I have a poison effect to go with it, or if I see it early enough in player level 1, I might play it because it has such high toughness it'll be hard to deal with. I don't see myself going after that level 3, but I also don't hate myself for getting that level 3 because it is good enough that when it does get leveled, it's going to have an effect. But I personally, I think this card's really, really good, and I love the fact that its toughness at levels 1 and 2 survives most things.
So I'm going to enter, magical SolForge land here for a minute, but imagine the turn where your opponent has almost a full board. He's got 4 lanes. You play Venomous Netherscale into the open lane, and then play Noxious Cloud level 3.
So I think
my
that...
question is... Oh, go ahead, Noetherian.
Okay, so I agree that Venomous Netherscale works well with Toxic Cloud, although I think I'd be just as happy to play a second Venomous Netherscale. Play Venomous Netherscale 3, followed by Venomous Netherscale 1, and get the 1 poison doubled twice brings you up to 4, and if either of them survive for another turn... Notice that Venomous
It's at
Netherscale...
8, potentially 16.
One thing that I didn't read correctly the first time that I looked at this preview card is that Venomous Netherscale triggers on both your turn and your opponent's turn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's right. So it's not just that you play this and then at the end of the turn it doubles. It's you play this at the end of the turn it doubles, and then the end of your opponent's turn it doubles again. It's probably still alive with its high toughness at the end of your following turn, getting 3 doublings off of 1 Nether Scale is not at all unreasonable.
I think it turns almost every poison card that we have seen into a playable card on its own, providing it is being played. If it is able to survive until your next turn, I think it makes every poison card we've seen playable, including Noxious Cloud. So I think if you're playing this in level 1 with a Noxious Cloud, I think it's very playable. What do you guys think? Do you think, very specifically, because I think Noxious Cloud is the one that gets the most flack, do you think this card makes Noxious Cloud playable?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I don't know for sure. Fox, do you have an opinion?
I think it depends on the metagame. If the metagame slows down, it for sure makes Noxious Cloud playable and constructed. But if the metagame continues to stay the way it is, where games can be decided by rank 3, I'm not so sure about that.
Oh. And you mentioned constructed, but again, as we're going through our draft video today, I think that Venomous Netherscale is going to be competing for the top of the charts for first pick in draft among Uterra cards. I mean, maybe I'd rather have a Weirwood Patriarch than a Venomous Netherscale, but I don't know what other Uterra heroic can compete against Venomous Netherscale for first pick in draft. This is, I mean, it's a draft-defining card. It's a lot of fun, and it looks strong.
Yeah, I would certainly pick this card over Frostwild Tracker, which is currently my Uterra pick after Patriarch. And I think that I think depending on my mood, I might actually pick this over Patriarch. I don't think it's necessarily better than Patriarch, but it certainly feels really fun.
Yeah. It definitely feels fun, the way that it changes the value of all of the other poison cards that you see, and especially if you can pick up a couple of Venom Fangs to go with it. And also, I mean, we're previewing the Spore Torrent here as another supporting card for Venomous Netherscale, but who knows what other poison cards they may have in store for us in set 2. We'll have to wait and see.
Indeed.
That said, we do have one final spoiler for you, which we will show you at the end of this final game. So let's move on to Game 3, guys.
Sounds great.
Indeed.